I'm Laura, and I was working on Map Maps. Basically, what we were asked to do was create a website which you could visit on a kind of phone or anything which can browse the internet, which is portable. And so you can enter in your start location, your destination location, and find a kind of best path search algorithm to go from basically from A to B. And we also decided to implement this in a way so that you could basically take a list of text directions. So if you, for example, have a phone which can't work with any web browsers, you can kind of form a easy human readable way of expressing directions. Basically, the way we went about our project was we split it into 4 main groups. This was probably one of the best ideas we had because it did help a lot with one of the major issues we came across later. And our sections were basically, we had a way of collecting in the information. As you can probably tell, there's a lot of roads in the location of Cambridge, which is where we were designing about. And we didn't really want to have to store all of this information ourselves. So we wrote a piece of software which worked with Google Maps, so we could basically enter in all this information in a quick manner. This basically interfaced with the database. So we stored information about roads, about businesses, their addresses, so they were easily searchable. And then did a massive list of which parts located, which businesses and which parts joined up with each other. This was all stored in a big XML database, which we searched using like a parser, basically going through with the strings which were input and finding out which location was which. We then created a user interface, which was used by the user to basically enter where they were. You could either do a road, a business, a latitude or longitude, anything you wanted to find out where you were and where you were going. And this was basically interacting with the server. So the server would take all the information the user gave, search through the database and output a list of the route which was the fastest to get to your desired location. Basically, as I was saying earlier, it was a really good idea we designed it like that because we came across quite a big problem in that the iPhone doesn't support Java at all. And we were designing basically for any mobile device and none of them support Java. So we decided to take matters into our own hands, scrap the idea of a Java user interface and rewrite it all using JavaScript, which it meant we could implement it on anything we wanted. But it did mean that I had to learn how to use JavaScript, which was quite a complex challenge. Another major issue was the fact that because of the path searching, basically as a computer, you understand moving from 2 coordinates to each other. But when you're a person, this means absolutely nothing. So we needed to analyse the kind of differences between coordinates, bends in the road, things like that, to try and come out with something which a person would understand as a list of directions. So basically we came up with this as our finished product. As you can tell, we used a Google API. Basically, this entire idea is already implemented in Google, but we only use the front end. So we basically use Google to draw a picture, and this way our database can be edited by ourselves, has no reliance on Google at all. As you can see, we've also used an API which will allow you to send text messages. And basically, from this, we think that we can kind of extend this project in many ways, using obviously the modularity. We could implement it on all kinds of mobile phones. Also, there's the kind of extensibility of the directions, so you can try and make it so that you can explain the directions in a simple form as possible. However, we decided not to implement this because obviously if you're sending a text of directions, you don't want it to go past 160 characters. And also we thought we could implement things like string matching so that the database could take perhaps a misspelled road or anything like that and implement it so that you could search for things such as that. But overall, it was a great success and we managed to get it work. So thank you.